power is like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. If you set out to be liked, you would be prepared to compromise on anything at any time, and you would achieve nothing. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. I always cheer up immensely if an attack is particularly wounding because I think, well, if they attack one personally, it means they have not a single political argument left. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. People think that at the top there isn't much room. They tend to think of it as an Everest. My message is that there is tons of room at the top. Plan your work for today and every day, then work your plan. Europe was created by history. America was created by philosophy. I love argument, I love debate. I don't expect anyone just to sit there and agree with me, that's not their job. Any woman who understands the problems of running a home will be nearer to understanding the problems of running a country. Disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self-esteem, and personal satisfaction. You and I come by road or rail, but economists travel on infrastructure. A world without nuclear weapons would be less stable and more dangerous for all of us. No one would remember the Good Samaritan if he only had good intentions, he had money as well. If my critics saw me walking over the Thames, they would say it was because I couldn't swim. There is no such thing as society, there are individual men and women, and there are families. If you want to cut your own throat, don't come to me for a bandage. To cure the British disease with socialism was like trying to cure leukemia with leeches. No woman in my time will be Prime Minister or Chancellor or Foreign Secretary, not the top jobs. Anyway, I wouldn't want to be Prime Minister, you have to give yourself 100%. There can be no liberty unless there is economic liberty. To wear your heart on your sleeve isn't a very good plan. You should wear it inside where it functions best. I am in politics because of the conflict between good and evil, and I believe that in the end good will triumph. The battle for women's rights has been largely won. Every family should have the right to spend their money after tax, as they wish, and not as the government dictates. Let us extend choice, extend the will to choose and the chance to choose. Being Prime Minister is a lonely job. You cannot lead from the crowd. I've got a woman's ability to stick to a job and get on with it when everyone else walks off and leaves it. Platitudes. Yes, there are platitudes. Platitudes are there because they are true. One of the things being in politics has taught me is that men are not a reasoned or reasonable sex. We were told our campaign wasn't sufficiently slick. We regard that as a compliment. Democratic nations must try to find ways to starve the terrorist and the hijacker of the oxygen of publicity on which they depend. I owe nothing to women's lib. I like Mr. Gorbachev, we can do business together. It pays to know the enemy, not least because at some time you may have the opportunity to turn him into a friend.